Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Go Home episode of UKW Renegade. Guys, we are on the final Renegade before UKW Smash 4 in Tokyo, our 4th annual Tokyo event, and it is set to be one of the best smashes we have had. Connor Irwin is set to challenge the UKW champion Tyler Drake. The now Alex Young is set to defend his UKW Internet Championship against the Windy City Savage, Rio De Niro. And all of those matches and more are going to be barn burners. But if you're Antonio Delgado, guys, I think you're wanting to get a spot on that UKW Smash matchup. And I think as far as of right now, if I'm Delgado, I'm a bit pissed off that I haven't been considered for one of those opportunities.
There's no doubt in that cast, and you got to think Delgado has been following a roughy patch. Fell to Die Hard's hands last week on Renegade. It's not a start you want to have when you're trying to climb a mountain UKW, no doubt. We know Delgado's had a rocky road since debuting. He had that match against Adam Visor. Adam Visor picked up his first win in that match. So Delgado's definitely got to find a way to get some big wins here, but he has been fantastic. And I, without a doubt, think Delgado can go far in this company. It's just if he has the will, the grit, and the power to be able to out-wrestle the talent we have back there and behind the stage. But it's going to be hard with the guy he's facing right here.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Delgado definitely has potential, I will say. Hasn't really shown that he's got it all yet, but I know in the back of his mind, the back of his heart, he's got the skill. Just needs to put it out there for everyone to see. I mean, you can't get anywhere if you obviously don't show your worth here. So I think this is a good opportunity to defeat, a former tag team champion, and in their own right, you got to be able to beat some of these higher up guys if you want to cement yourself as a guy who can become that, level up, go to the next tier, the top tier. Obviously you want to work your way up to that, but beating someone like Geek here definitely helps his resume.
And Cody, you mentioned earlier how Antonio Delgado lost to Die Hard last week. We also know because of that win by Die Hard will challenge the Rebel Griffin Parcher for the Cruiserweight Championship at Smash. So that even brings more light on the point of how angry that has to make Antonio Delgado, because he had, if the tides would have turned and Delgado would have won that matchup, you got to think maybe the UKW board would have considered him for that challenge against Griffin Parcher at Smash.
That's definitely one way to think about it. No doubt that Antonio Delgado definitely wanted that chance, and he definitely wanted to seize it. He just was not the better man. Die Hard has a fantastic opportunity to face a Griffin Parcher who is currently on a roll. But there's a guy I want to tell you about. I want to talk about this man, Geek. This man, Geek, has been an absolute menace to the UKW locker room. I mean, he is on a different level. We think the Renegade after Revolution, he went out and took on Cole King and absolutely obliterated him. Geek has been moving different, and if I'm the locker room, I'm watching out, because the one reason I don't want to see is Geek in a match for a title, because he looks like he can't lose right now.
Ever since he turned on Anthony Gardner at Pinnacle, he's been a different beast, unbeatable beast, whatever you want to call it. He's seen a lot better ever since that moment. You didn't think, let's be honest, I don't think any of us here really expected him to take a leap, especially with the ceiling that him and Gardner had reached together. But this is incredible.
You got to think Delgado, after that beautiful Hurricane Rana, has got to try to maybe knock that ceiling down a peg, Valente, because you bring up a good point. Geek has elevated himself since dropping Gardner, cutting the dead weight, if you will. But you got to think, if you're Delgado, you got to try to build yourself up here tonight. Because like Dakota said, you face some key losses. And in UKW, only so many key losses till you're out the door.
And that's what you look at in these younger guys. We saw a guy on Valor, a younger guy, not last week, and Mason Foster pick up a win. A guy like that, you just need a win in UKW. You need a win to start your career. You can't come into UKW and expect to get loss after loss after loss. You have to show the board, you have to show the locker room that you're here to not only earn their respect, you're here to fight. You're here to make sure your damnedest, that your talents in the ring will not go beyond the ring, but it will go beyond your wrestling career outside of UKW. And that's just what you want. Your in-ring ability show to your character. And there is no doubt Antonio Delgado's got that. But I tell you what, like Valente mentioned, with no Anthony Gardner, Geek has been on a different level. He is undefeated. You say that he was a little bit stronger with Anthony Gardner. I don't think so at all. Geek is so much stronger by himself, and he's showing it right now.
I think Geek put a bet on himself after Pinnacle, and it has showed, and in my opinion, has came out all clear. Geek has elevated so much of his game, and he very much has pointed out after a beautiful standing shooting star press into the 2 count on Delgado, but a kick out. And I think Geek made the right call at Pinnacle, dropping the dead weight of Anthony Gardner. We haven't seen Gardner since, and Geek has done nothing but elevate, but Delgado with a counter. What a close
God
by Antonio Delgado, and a move like that can change the tides of a match, as Delgado's now got him stacked. Delgado's looking middle of the ring with a beautiful Death Valley bomb. Count two. No, a kick out by Geek. Geek stays alive, and those are big moments by Delgado. He went for the moonsault, but Geek rolled out of the way. Geek now looking, super kick to the midsection, and a beautiful uppercut as Geek turns down Delgado's momentum, and now could be looking to put Delgado in the dirt. Double underhook DDT.
And just like that, Geek can turn the tides, and he's looking to do more than that.
That's why he is elevated. What a shooting star press, but a kick out. The resilience of the Cuban export to Antonio Delgado continues to be showcased, because without a doubt in the losses, Delgado has impressed with his resilience, but Geek might be looking to powerbomb the resilience out of Delgado. What a powerbomb! And now, you can have all the resilience in the world. Geek off the top with the moonsault, but Delgado
he didn't see it.
Away.
Delgado, this is your opportunity. Yes, this is your opportunity.
Here, Crucifix has both the arms hooked. Count 2. Oh, that was a close. That was close from Delgado, but Delgado now looking to take advantage of a beautiful power bomb into the cover. Both arms hooked by the legs of Delgado, but a kick out.
Delgado had a fantastic opportunity right there. He just can't let it get to his head. He's got to find a way to continue that pressure, and that's what he's doing.
Perfect. Antonio Delgado looking for a little bit of 2 amigos, but can he go? Oh, he is going to look for it. He's going to go up top to nail a little bit of Havana Pride. A beautiful frog splash off the top. Bye-bye.
No. What? This is what I mean. Geek finds a way to stay alive. The resilience is what you want, and that's exactly what he's got.
And that, you got to think, if you're Delgado, you got to be a little bit in a bad position. Geek, a second sit-out powerbombing caught Delgado off the second rope. Now Geek going up, and I'm sorry, kid, you know all the resilience in the world, but nobody kicks out of a purple arrow. Right through the chest.
Loaded the bow.
2.
Night.
3. A win for Geek. And we were talking about people having opportunities at championships, whether it is Griffin Parcher or Die Hard, whether it is Alex Shonga, Rio De Niro, or hell, whether it is Connor Irwin or the most valuable player, Tyler Drake. If you're one of those 6 competitors, I am keeping close eyes, deadlocked eyes on Geek Slays, because this man is coming for gold. Speaking of coming for gold, Rick Boom wants that shot back at Tyler Drake, but to get it, he has to get through Austin Wallace. But if you're the future in stone, like Adam Visor proclaims, he looks to stop Boom tonight in our main event. Guys, here comes the UKW Women's Undisputed Champion, Violet Grimm, and she is set to an in-person confrontation with our challenger at Smash, the Golden Ace Amber Reed. This is set to be a beautiful and absolutely star-studded confrontation. UKW's first ever contract signing.
Amber, I hope you understand what you're getting yourself into. I've controlled this women's division since I got here, and I'm not going to lose it to some so-called ace.
You know what, Violet? I have just gotten here, but I have challenged the best in the world all over, and Violet, as good as you think you are, you don't hold a candle to me.
You know what, Amber, at Smash in Tokyo, I'm going to make sure, I'm not only going to beat you, I'm going to make sure you never show your face around here again.
And it seemed like the Golden Ace took a bit of a threat from the women's champion, and now is daring Violet Grimm to do something, to live up to what she was just saying. Because Amber Reed
definitely
is on
put it out there
tonight.
She is standing on it.
Oh, Violet's backing up.
They got the same. Yeah, I don't think Violet wants any business with Amber Reed. I wouldn't either.
Now leaving the building. Wait, Violet
Turn her back.
Oh,
wait!
my God!
Oh,
What a cheap shot! She turned her damn back. That is unfair.
God, a second.
well,
Ace.
I hate to be the one that says it, but like, why do you turn your back?
Oh, dodges the super. Oh my God! Golden!
look at- oh my God!
Trigger. A Golden A trigger. Get Golden A trigger drops.
Oh, and Amber Reed is definitely standing on business.
Golden A trigger. Amber Reed, 4 consecutive Golden A triggers. Holy hell!
Oh no! Oh my God!
Golden A triggers. A message is being sent to the women's undisputed champion.
She's saying your long reign is over.
Stamped on it. That message has CTE stamped on it.
Oh, what the hell is?
Oh, and Amber's
What
making
is
a
the Ace
statement, I
looking
think,
for?
guys. She's making a statement.
Oh, the Ace is making a statement that in Tokyo, we are going to crown a new women's champion off the top superplex through the
Oh
table
my
of Violet.
God!
Look, and now, will this be the view? This coming up at Tokyo for Smash 4. Will Amber Reed be your new UKW Women's Undisputed Champion?
Growing up in the trenches of a city like Chicago, you always hear a gang of crazy stories. One in particular, you always have at least one real homie you come up with. You look out for each other, because 9 times out of 10, y'all might come from similar circumstances. And because of those circumstances, y'all form a bond. And that bond grows stronger and stronger each day, to the point where you start to refer to each other as brothers from another. The funny thing about having those so-called ride or die homies, you always have to keep the eyes in the back of your head open at all times. Because just like what happened to me at Revolution, you never know when a snake decides to show their scales. I thought we was better than that, AY. We came up in the same city together, bro. 2 YNs with the same diehard passion and love of the game. I always looked at you as a brother. Hell, even over my own. So let me know what's up. What was it? Jealousy? Envy? It's got to be something along those lines, right? My guess is you got tired of seeing all the recognition I was getting from carrying the internet championship. So what you do? Decide to blindside me with a chair? Steal my championship? And you thought I wasn't coming for my get back? You put a knife in my back, gang. So it was only right that I put a bullet in your dome. This ain't over with by a long shot, my boy. Out of everybody in UKW, You know me the best. And if need be, I'll pull up on you every week, beat some sense into you until I get my rematch and take back what's rightfully mine. That bond, that brotherhood that we had, that's dead, thanks to you. But I gotta say thanks for one thing, bro. I appreciate you putting me back on my square, putting my focus back. But I am gonna keep it a buck with you. That might have been the worst move you ever made in your career. You being a lost soul and all, that's just a gimmick. But this savage thing, it's a lifestyle game. Watch your back, champ.
As ladies and gentlemen, we continue on. We just heard strong words from the challenger for the UKW Internet Championship coming on. It's Smash in Tokyo. And guys, if you're Rio De Niro and you're looking to get a little bit of get back on now Alex Young, I think that it has to be this Sunday. Because if Rio loses, that's 2 straight losses to AY Alex Young. And if you're Alex Young, I think you can really make a statement at that point to say Rio doesn't deserve another shot at the title.
Lost soul Alex Young has definitely proved that point. I mean, he has been fantastic. You think back to when he was in that breakout tournament, his first match on UKW was against Rio De Niro. The roots run long and they run high. These two are absolutely fantastic. There's no doubt they'll put on a show like they did at Revolution. But I do got to say one thing. If we're talking about tonight's standards, in which we are here in Renegade and UKW, Chris Danger and Parker Peterson are two guys that need to get a win. Chris Danger lost last week to Adam Beiser, a rookie who picked up his first win against Chris Danger. He picked up his first win against a veteran like the 99 overall, and Parker Peterson, a former challenger for the heavyweight championship, the world championship. He is a guy that has been on a losing streak for the longest. The Johnny Cage of UKW is looking like he's lost his swagger. There is no doubt. He has got to find a way to get a win. Both of these two do if they want to stay in UKW.
They definitely need.
And you really got to think, if you're Parker Peterson, how much you got to really kind of resent the world heavyweight champion Tyler Drake, because there can be a lot of statement made that if Parker Peterson didn't do what he did at Pinnacle, maybe Tyler Drake's not the UKW champion right now.
That would be the theory that is UKW, the multiple timelines that it could have went down, the multiple different universes that we could have seen multiple different champions if this didn't happen and that didn't happen. And Valente, I know you were about to say something. What were you going to say?
I'll say both of these guys do need wins, and one of these guys is going to come out of here with a win. The other guy's going to have to go home with his shield, on his shield.
And I think if you're Chris Danger, guys, I'm going to be honest, I don't think you can really afford too many more losses. Things haven't been really shaping your way recently, and really the same can be said about Parker Peterson, but for Danger, it's been like this for a lot longer than Parker.
It definitely has, and Danger's a guy who has been in UKW for as long as I can remember, for as long as that, just a veteran guy that's been around the locker room, a guy that has a lot of presence in the locker room. But how much presence can you have when you're going out there every night losing a match?
And you got to think, if you're Parker Peterson, you got to really take advantage, because if you lose to Danger, that kind of takes you a bit of a step back. What a beautiful DDT.
Oh my God.
Danger walked right into it. Counts 1. Oh, but no, Parker, I don't think he's done enough damage. I think he knows that. I don't think he's done enough damage to put down the 99 overall. But damn, that pop-up punch might have done hella damage to the jaw of Danger, and then what a torpedo out of the ring.
I mean, if you think back, Danger almost had the chance to be the #1 contender over Alex Young for that match against Rio.
That's a very fair point. the match where Rio won, the match where Alex Young won the Internet Championship, he beat Chris Danger to get there. So
the #1 contender match, and Danger had an opportunity right there, a better opportunity than most are granted. There's no doubt with that. And he just, oh my God, what a beautiful kick by Parker Peterson right into the cover.
And the issue with Danger's offense is it seems like everything's just a little behind. It seems like he's lost maybe a step or two, maybe a second or two off of a move. And when you're in the ring against top A-list talent, against some of the best talent in the world, like a Parker Peterson, like an Alex Young, like a Tyler Drake, a Rio De Niro, when you're in the ring against top A-list talent like that, you can't afford to take a second or two off of your moves, off of your reaction time, but almost put Peterson away with that cradle shock. Now Danger off the ropes, went for the forearm. But
beautiful counter.
Peter made sure to counter that. But what were you going to say, Dakota?
I was going to say, you think Danger's been here. We talk about how long he's been here, guys, and we talk about how much he's made an impact. Well, Danger came in UKW when UKW was starting out as a thing. Danger was one of the first to be in here. He was one of the first to solidify himself. Times are changing. UKW is bigger than ever. UKW is bigger than when Danger first came into the company. There's more talent. There's more champions. There's better people that are in the ring that he just can't catch up with the times. And I'm starting to wonder, guys, I'm really starting to wonder, is Danger getting left behind? Is he slowed down in the world while everybody else is moving around him?
I hate to use this term, but Father Time might be catching up to Chris Danger. Like you said, he's been around for so damn long. It's not making sense anymore. Like you also mentioned the talent. There's more talent. There's more time in between everyone. But there's also better talent. Like, the talent has evolved since Danger got here.
And I think Chris still holds a lot. Oh, what a leap, though.
Oh, beautiful.
And now Danger,
we were wrong. Danger's finding a way.
Oh, this old buck might have learned a little bit of new tricks, a super kick into a super kick, and that might spell the end to Parker Peterson. Count two.
Oh,
but no.
No.
The Johnny Cage stays alive.
Nobody more grit-worthy and resilient than Parker Peterson. We know that. But what can Danger do to put him away? That's the thing. You got to get to the playbook. You got to start thinking.
Danger now sends Peterson over the top. Now Danger calling up Parker. Danger off of the top. Danger going cutter. Oh, he held back.
Oh, my God.
Oh, and now Peterson.
That is not what you need.
Oh, no. What a running knee, but it stuns Danger. And Danger delivers a super kick, but Peterson counts. What a spear from Parker Peterson. Peterson sends Danger in ring now. Danger in trouble.
Peter, spear out of nowhere, split him in half. That's what you gotta love about the A-lister, the Johnny Cage of UKW. You never know when he's gonna split them ribs in half.
Oh, and this is a hell
of a lot. This is bad.
Danger with another leap.
Wait.
Danger. Oh, Danger with the roller. Danger's got the tights. Danger's got the tights too.
2.
No. That's not normally something we would see from Chris. Chris went for a super kick. Rolled off. Danger caught him. Takes the Danger.
He's not done. Come on, Chris. Come on. Show them young bucks what you still got.
2. Oh, damn it.
No.
Another kick out of Parker Peterson. And now Danger's a bit frustrated with the referee. Danger.
What?
Danger.
This is new.
Danger,
stop.
Yeah, he's fired.
Danger is fed up. He is tired of losing.
No, the referee sit out. Spear.
Oh, my God.
1.
There's a ref.
2.
2.
Oh, Peterson noticed there was no ref. Peterson out checking on the referee after the poison Rana.
I said you got to think out of the box. You got to think like guys like
Danger,
Griffin Parcher,
Danger.
and that's what Danger's
my
doing.
God, suicide dive.
The ref is back up. It is all your world now, Danger.
I don't think the ref knows what the hell
Seize
just
the
happened.
moment.
Danger now in the ring, calling. Peterson is finished. Super kick. Peterson.
No, wait.
Peterson caught it. Peterson rolled through, cinches both legs. The referee, 1, 2.
Not like this.
Oh my God.
Green.
And Danger went that extra mile, and it didn't.
Danger just lost, and he might be fired too. He lost the match, and he might lose his job.
Hey, yo, Rio. Let me talk to you real quick, man. Saw your little promo. Seemed like you were a little bit angry. You know, you was talking about bonds, talking about how we grew up together. Why don't you tell the people the real story? You know, see, you like to talk about what we did before we came into this wrestling business. So let's really talk about it. Me and you, unstoppable. There wasn't a chain we couldn't have. There wasn't a girl we couldn't take. There wasn't anybody that we couldn't run down on. But see, you, Rio, you got cocky. You got arrogant. You got lazy. And I know. I took the chair to somebody that's supposed to be my brother. Not like that. But see, I think you forgot how we met. It was a fateful day off of, what was it, Halstead? Evergreen? I was one of the two. I was walking home. You and your boys, this was before we even knew each other. You and your boys tried to rob me. Y'all thought I was a sucker. Till I knocked both their ass out. And then you realized, oh, this guy ain't no joke. So what did you do? You recruited me. And from that point on, we was each other right-hand mans. We did everything together. Fought together. Ate together. Trained together. There wasn't anything that we couldn't do. So when I found out you was here, you know me, I love that spotlight. I love that energy. I like to fight. And who better than to go against than Rio the Savage, the Windy City Savage. And then I took something that you hold dear. I took your title. And I know you're mad about it because I took something that you cared about. But I'm going to tell you why I did it. I'm going to explain to you why I did it. Because ever since that day that we met, I knew once you was done with me, you was going to throw me to the curb just like how we did everybody else. That's you, Rio. That's who you are. That's your body. That's who you are deep, deep down inside. And you don't like to admit it. You like to talk about, you said, I gave you that fire back. I'm glad I gave you that fire back. Because this fire never left, baby. Let's keep it 100. I did to you what you planned on doing to me. By any means necessary. Ain't nobody safe. You know that. That's the promise that we made to each other. I don't feel too bad, homie. Because I know you coming for your chain back. So come get it back in blood, bitch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue on with UKW Renegade, the go-home episode to UKW Smash 4, Leon Cruz has a big matchup for the upper echelon, as he is going to look to take on one half of the Simply Better Spartans in the form of the Spartan Brandon Collins. And this is a very interesting match structure, Dakota, where if Leon Cruz can come out and beat Brandon Collins tonight, him and Orlando Silver will not have a challenger for the World Tag Team titles in Tokyo at Smash. But if Collins can win here tonight against Leon Cruz, then it is all in the hands of Simply Better Aaron Matthews. Because Matthews will take on Orlando Silver next week on Valor. And if Silver loses to Aaron Matthews and we get a Brandon Collins win tonight, then the Simply Better Spartans have earned their way to Tokyo for a shot at the UKW World Tag Team titles.
It is definitely a thing you want to have. And if I'm the UE, I'm trying my best here to go into a pay-per-view being able to sit it out and know that's not what you want to do. You're a fighting tag team. But you got to think towards the future. You got to think to big implications, big matches to hold on those titles. If I can put my feet up on the couch, turn some TV shows on and sit there and rest while I rest my body and prepare for my next match, I'm going to try to take that opportunity to do and just sit back and relax. But I know a lot of the reason we start with Leon Cruz. We think Leon Cruz, and this is nothing taken away from the great Orlando Silver, but Leon Cruz has proven himself as the better solo competitor in the UE. He has more solo competition wins. He's proven himself more than enough in the ring as a solo competitor. We know his match with Jacob Whitaker that got them a one-on-one tie in that match at Revolution. So Leon Cruz is definitely a guy that you want to have in solos competition, and a guy that has beaten Brandon Collins recently on the Renegade Season 7 premiere episode. We've been here before. Brandon Collins has been in the ring with a guy like Leon Cruz. He has got to find a way and has got to find some way to be able to beat Leon Cruz tonight.
I agree with you there. If you're the upper echelon, one thing that you definitely want and you 100% need is a rest day. And if they can win this series, obviously they will get that, and they won't have to work Smash. They can just sit back, watch the other talent, scout the competition, whatever it may be. They're going to be in a really good spot if they can win this. And Leon has the better singles record, so I am definitely putting my money on Leon to, up the ante in the story here.
I think a good point to point out as well for the Spartans is the fact that, Leon has the win over Brandon Collins, but how much did the Spartan learn from his match with the Fist of the Poison Star, Leon Cruz, on that season premiere? How much can he take from that to use in this match? Because it's different facing a guy for the first time in singles competition versus then having another chance to go at him, knowing more. You have more tape to watch, a tape with you actually facing the guy so you can see all of your mistakes. I think it's a big moment. It's what makes divisional matches in sports so close the second time around.
Yeah, and there's no doubt, and the Simply Better Spartans have been on a really downward spiral. We think that about back to the debut of the Nationalists, to where the Nationalists came in and absolutely looked phenomenal and took on a veteran tag team like the Simply Better Spartans. They were able to come out with that win. So this is big time implications here. This could push you where you need to be in UKW. This could give you a championship title. This could give you and your partner a chance to write your names in the books, just like the tag team of the year, the upper echelon, have been the best tag teams we've seen in a while. So you could do that, and it would be great. But how are you going to do that if you can't stay focused in a match, if you can't learn from your first go-around, your first rodeo, like he did have against the Fist of the Poison Star, Leon Cruz?
And I think a big point as well for Brandon is you're really leaving a lot up to chance, because you can do your job completely. Like, dude, oh my God, what a stomp to the back from the Spartan. But you can do your job perfectly, pitch a perfect game here against Leon Cruz and get the win. And then if AM doesn't follow up and get the win against Orlando, then you basically did your job for nothing. And then
basically, and it's not the same, but you basically have to do what Amber Reed did to get her shot at the title against Violet Grimm, facing the Irwin sisters like she did.
Beautiful emerald explosion by Cruz on the outside, definitely doing damage to the body of the Spartan, and this might be a quick out for Leon Cruz here tonight.
Brandon Collins has really got to find a way to get this win. This is so big for his team. What is next for the Simply Better Spartans if this does not go in their favor?
I would actually argue we've seen, and I never want to say this, a miscommunication from Cruz. He went for that tope atomico, and it did not work out. Caught a beautiful spinning kick from Brandon Collins. And I hate to say this, but Aaron Matthews and even Brandon Collins to a point have looked more impressive in singles action than they have as a tag team. And I would have to argue that if the Spartans can't get the job done at Smash or before Smash against the upper echelon, they might have to call it a day on their partnership.
It's definitely not. Yeah, and I also agree with that. It's definitely not a day you want it to come. You definitely don't want that to end. You've been friends for the longest time, and you've been good buddies. We think to the original story of Rogue Abbott and Zay Jordan, Team Jordan versus Team Abbott, and they were friends, and then it turned into enemies. And I know they weren't a tag team, but it still turned into enemies, and that's not what you want to do. You never want to up your friend. And that's exactly what I feel like is going to happen if Brandon Collins and AM can't find a way to get some gold soon.
Especially if you have a situation like I mentioned where Brandon does everything he needs to do to face the World Tag Team Champions and then AM can't execute. Or if it's reversed and Brandon comes out and loses here to Leon and AM doesn't even get the shot to right Brandon's wrongs. You're really
definitely a different hostile territory for these guys, maybe. But I mean, either way, I mean, it's the proof is in the pudding. Everything that you need,
or that
Brandon,
Brandon, this is unique. What a German off the top.
Beautiful! Oh my God!
That might show the length that Brandon's willing to go to get this shot at the titles. What a drop kick! But Leon rolls out of the way and delivers a beautiful knee strike. And right when you think Collins had gained the upper hand, Leon struck and put him down, but no. Leon went for the half and half. Collins with the counter. Leon now counters the move that Collins was going to go for, but another half and half suplex countered. Now run in from Leon with a chop. Collins counters it. Collins. Oh, but look at Leon. Leon now with the palm strikes. And now look at Cruz going to deliver some stiff kicks to the chest of the Spartan.
Leon's looking fantastic here. And there's a lot of ways that Leon knows he can put Brandon Collins away. He's been in this position before, and so is Brandon. You mentioned earlier, Cass. You got to learn from that first matchup against the Fist of the Poison Star. There's no way you don't come in this match without having to learn, have learned something from that match. And I think Brandon Collins has got to show what he's learned from that match and put it in implications.
If Brandon's match against Leon didn't teach him anything, then he's in the wrong profession. Because as a professional, you're supposed to learn. As a professional athlete, you're supposed to learn and be able to adapt. And now Collins with a beautiful scoop slam. Collins is now going to go to the top and might be looking to pull out some acrobats. What a swanton bomb delivered to Leon Cruz. And then a running senton by the Spartan. Collins going back up top to deliver a hell of a frog splash, but Cruz moves out of the way. And that's just the ring awareness of Leon Cruz. He went for the elbow. What an elbow to the back of the head from Collins. A second one as well.
And Collins just completely, he read that there. It looked like Leon had the upper hand, but Collins was able to read. And that's exactly what you think. Maybe he has been studying. Maybe that's what he knows. Beautiful.
Oh my God, a beautiful double underhook. Brainbuster drops. Cruz right on his neck. Look at Collins. Got a second Bloody Sunday. Now, look at the elbow off the top to Cruz. And Cruz attempting to roll out. Collins is going back up for another high-risk, high-elevation move. And now look at this from Brandon Collins. Collins going suplex. Collins uses the rope as an assisted bounce. What a move from Brandon Collins. Collins going back up. Collins is going to go frog splash.
My God.
Into the cover. Cruz didn't move out of that one. That's two. But no, a pick out by the Fist of the Poison Star. Collins now might have Leon right where he wants him. Collins nails the knee of glory. Into the cover on Cruz. Count two. There's three. That is an impressive Brandon Collins. That's the Brandon Collins that if AM wins next week on Valor, that's the Brandon Collins we need to see at Smash. And if it is, then we might crown new UKW World Tag Team Champions. The ball is now in the court of simply better Aaron Matthews.
Hi, UKW faithful. It's your boy, Connor Irwin, and I have a couple of things to get off my chest. Tyler Drake, you wear the title, you call yourself the MVP of UKW, but I'm not here to praise your accomplishments. I am here to end you. So at Tokyo, I get what I finally deserve, a title shot between me and you, and I don't care on how I do this, I am going to end you. So, I'll see you at Tokyo, bitch.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our main event. As the future in stone, Adam Visor takes on the man that will face A-list Austin Wallace at UKW Smash, with the winner getting a major opportunity at Red, White, and Bruised in Washington, D.C. in a month's time against the UKW champion, whether that be the Aussie Connor Irwin or the most valuable player Tyler Drake. And I know if it's Rick Boom, there is one man on his mind. He wants that rematch with TD. We now know that Paparazzi was A-list Austin Wallace. Tyler Drake had no involvement, but I think that loss to TD, that loss for the UKW Championship, still bleeds inside of the mind of Rick Boom.
There's no doubt, and I would like to say I am sorry for accusing Tyler Drake. I immediately went to Drake is on his old ways. He's back to doing what Drake does. And in a way, you got to kind of respect what Drake does when he was in those days. He was getting wins. He was getting it done. But you got to respect how he's doing it now. He's getting wins and getting it done the right way, the fair way. He's proving he is the better wrestler. And I tell you what, Drake's on a hell of a run right now. And he's proven that he can hold that title for as long as he can. And if I'm, like you said, Cass, if I'm Boom, I'm looking to try to find some retribution against Austin Wallace. There's no doubt I would be pissed at him. But a guy in Adam Visor who picked up his first win not too long ago is a guy that's on the rise right now.
This is what
and a big guy that could come in and take over Rick Boom.
I was going to say this match. I was going to say this. It's very few times that we see an opportunity like this in the main event. The main event of Renegade is a big deal. And Adam, like you said, Adam Visor only picked up his first UKW win last week. This is a major match against a man like Rick Boom in such a major matchup at Smash in a couple of weeks. It's a big deal for Adam Visor.
It's a huge deal for a guy.
Well, Rick Boom isn't the most...
There you go, Valente.
Sorry, Rick Boom isn't the most experienced veteran out of the bunch, but he's got the experience to where a win over him actually means something. So if Visor can pull this off, it's definitely going to hold a lot of weight for, what happens next for him.
I'll argue a win in the main event matters no matter who you're facing, because to go on last, we know how much that matters in professional wrestling. To go on last, no matter if it's a pay-per-view, no matter if it's Renegade, a weekly show, Valor, to go on last is a big deal. That means you're trusted by the board. And that seems that maybe what Visor has proclaimed himself UKW's future set in stone. And maybe the board views Visor the same way he views himself.
That's definitely interesting.
Now
and we know nobody better than the
Look at
UKW.
Visor
Look at this. My God!
And that might be
that
why
just
the
took
board.
the words right out of my mouth.
And now Visor, look, delivers a beautiful frog splash to the floor, and Boom is out.
And that's definitely not something to give a big boom with. Adam Visor's on his game and taking the opportunity he is getting right now.
Look at Visor, a second frog splash. We're early in this match, but that could be the end.
And it could be over.
Boom, oh man.
No.
Close. Oh,
Too
Visor,
close for Rick Boom's
Visor's
comfort. I
going
can
up
tell you that's a
again.
far distance, Visor.
Oh, he third frog splash. He had the distance, but Boom moved.
Be fair, I'm surprised he had the distance
Oh,
there.
look at
Hell of an
Boom.
athletic
Look
move
at
by
the
Visor. Oh my
corkscrew
God!
frog splash by Boom.
And Boom is done playing games, taking it straight back to Adam Visor in full effect.
Boom definitely got the size advantage. Boom now setting him up. He's got the power bomb up. Look at Boom. What? Into the cover.
Into
Has the base.
1,
Two.
Oh, but a kick out by Visor.
Boom.
Visor now.
And this is what we're going to see a lot by
shot
Boom.
from
The aggressive.
Boom, look, and Boom. Drop.
Oh.
Looking to be nailed. And now could he be looking for the boomstick to Visor? This match could be hitting the pay window a little bit early, but no Visor.
No!
Visor rolled out of the way of the boomstick. Visor's got to try to capitalize.
Boom's hurt.
Visor looking.
He does.
Let's get Visor.
The power
bomb. Visor
It took
now.
him out with it, but you got to love the power in the fight by Adam Visor.
Now look at Visor. Visor could be looking. Visor is going to go for it. Visor looking. He was looking for Future and Stone. But Boom. Boom moves out of the way. Beautiful neck breaker. Boom now in the corner. Boom calling for Visor to get to his feet. Boom runs in. Beautiful double axe handle. What a right hand.
Jesus Christ.
That one came from the depths to knock out the Future and Stone.
That's not good for Adam
oh my
Visor,
God.
man.
Boom
What
has
is
been
Boom
targeting
doing
the
here?
ball.
Boom, what are you doing? Oh
Now.
my God!
Boom was targeting the back, and that did nothing but do any more. He was looking to lock in some sort of submission there on Visor. Visor now looking to capitalize, and what a win.
Oh, what is
over
this?
Rick Boom with
What
deep
athleticism by Visor?
No, a kick out.
No!
Visor,
The athleticism shown there by Visor.
big shot from Boom. Boom with a right hand. Look at Boom with the jabs. Oh, but look at Visor counters with a hell of a forearm. Visor with a kick, and another kick to Boom. Look at this kid go. What a forearm from Visor. Visor now picking up Boom. Visor, here it is. This is the move that Visor used. It is Future in Stone. Future in Stone nails the Boom. Oh, but
And Visor's not done there yet.
Visor, I think Visor's sending a message. Visor is trying to put Boom on ice.
Oh my God. And he's not done there yet, guys.
What an elbow. Boom's done. Visor with the
He is
upset
done.
of the century.
Got it.
Holy hell, Boom kicked out. Visor can't believe it.
And Visor thought he had the opportunity. No, don't get distracted with the ref. Stay on your opponent.
Visor's
You
up
can do
again.
it, Visor.
Visor's up again. A second elbow. No, Boom. Boom. What a boot. And now Boom.
And just like that,
Boom. Drop incoming. Boom.
boom.
Now here comes.
And oh no.
Boom looking for the
Visor had
boom
his
stick.
chance.
Boom looking for
Boom
the
doesn't
boom
let him
stick.
get twice.
Boom stick. Middle of the ring.
Stick. Boom. Oh no.
And this
no.
shows the respect Boom has to Visor. He doesn't think one's going to be enough. Boom stick to the top of the
Oh
head.
my God.
Into the cover.
You fought well,
One,
kid. But every
two,
time it comes to an end.
3.
And now look.
What a win.
Look at Rick Boom, the shake of the head, the acknowledgement to Adam Visor.
The future is bright for a guy like Visor, no doubt, guys.
But Rick
For
Boom's
sure.
future has A-list written all over it. As coming up in a couple of weeks, he will take on A-list Austin Wallace. The winner will have a major shot at a UKW championship in the... Whoa, that's Austin Wallace!
Wait. What is...
Wallace!
No, damn it.
Wallace!
Stop.
No.
Wallace, wait!
No.
This is 2 times Austin Wallace has decked Rick Boom. Wallace!
This is ridiculous, Austin.
Wallace,
Come on
Wallace,
now.
wait! Austin Wallace has left Rick Boom laying on 2 separate occasions.